Hi everyone, and thank you for joining my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chantal and I produce content on mindset reframing and personal growth and development. So in today's video, I thought I would like to share some of my tips on how to set your goals and how to actually achieve them. Some of these tips are things I've personally used to achieve majority of my goals. So we all know we're at that time of the year now where we feel inspired to set our goals and whatever we want to achieve in the new year. And a lot of us have stopped doing it because we feel, what is the point? Uh, Most of the time you set the goals, but you never achieved it, and you end up feeling frustrated and disappointed and just feeling this is a hopeless and it's pointless and a waste of time. So you stop setting goals and you lose that sense of fulfillment because all you're doing is going on autopilot through life, and you don't have that fulfillment of achieving much because you haven't set anything to achieve. So I'd like to share my tips, and hopefully you can try it and let me know how you find, if it works for you. One thing I think you need to realize is when you set a goal, you need to be realistic about one, the timeline, the timing of it. It's pointless having a 2-year goal and you trying to cram it into a 1 year or 6 months in a year to have it achieved. The other thing you need to consider is it feasible? Does it fit in with your budget? Does it fit in with your current timeline? Or if not, what are you going to do to make it fit? And that's part of your plan. That's all part of. Most times we end up feeling disappointed because we're like, we want to study, we want to get this, and to be honest, life gets in the way of life, and we end up not really achieving it. Hence the disappointment. Hence going to live on autopilot and just not setting goals anymore because it's a waste of time. But that's not actually true. Any goal is achievable if it's in the right place at the right time with the right plan. So that's what you need to get to, and that's what I'm going to share with you on what I did to achieve most of my goals. And I think the other thing you need to prepare yourself for is sometimes there is things that happen that you'll need to adjust your timeline or certain of your plans, delay or bring forward. You need to have that flexibility when you create your goals as well. But most times if you set something realistically, it is going to be achievable, and you will feel that sense of fulfillment, and the next year you'll just do it better, and you'll carry on year, achieving more and more and being better and better at everything. So the first thing I do is I like to write. So for me, I have a book where I write all my goals and whatever I want to plan and how I'm going to plan it in a book. But you can do that on a phone as well, on a notepad. If you have a vision board and that works for you, that is also a great thing to do. Some people are very visual, so seeing the images makes it feel more real and more achievable. And for me, it's writing it down, putting actual pen to paper and writing what I want to do and where I want to be in 2023, for example. So let's take an example of goals that we want to set for next year. Say this person decides they want to start a small startup business, a small business while they're working to earn extra income, or that they want to go on holiday somewhere. And how do you put that into a plan now? So doing the goal, like a small business is a very good example. So there is many factors involved in starting that, and it's not something you can just decide, well, I'm going to do this and off I go. You need to do a lot of research, you need to do your planning, you need to think about what it is, what sort of business do you want to start. So the first point is, what do I want to do in 2023? Make a list of all those things. The second step you're going to do is, what do I need to do? What action do I need to take? What equipment or what do I need to make that goal come true? Another important thing is your deadline. You must set a timeline, otherwise you kind of delay. If you don't put a deadline, like you think about an assignment in school, you knew you had to have it in by a certain time, so you would shift and make arrangements to ensure that it was handed in on time. So that is the importance of setting a timeline for yourself. Again, it needs to be a realistic timeline of what you're going to set. So you're going to list what you want, you're going to list what you need, or what actions you need to take to get it done. So if we look at a business, I want to start a business. What business do you want? You need to ask yourself these questions and write this down or jot it down or whatever you want to do. But what business do you want to start? How much money do you need? What equipment do you need? What legal requirements are there that you need to do? So you jot down all those points. So those are your major points of what you need to do. And then you break that down further. Okay, so I have 52 weeks in this year. How am I going to plan this to achieve it by end of Jan 2023? Maybe the goal is to set it up by Jan 2023, to start in Jan 2024, to have your business operating and running. So you would break it down, because the whole thing of just starting a business can be overwhelming and can shut you down. And that's why you'll end up feeling like you haven't achieved anything. So if you do all those plannings, then you break it down into monthly buckets, and then weekly buckets and daily buckets of what can I do today to take me one step closer to achieving my goal. And if you stick to that plan, you will get to where you want to go. So if you come back to the business, like if I say, okay, in Jan 2023, by the end of Jan 2023, I must have a business plan of what my business is going to be about, how should I operate it, and just the general idea. Month 2 would be, I'm going to research about all the costs, all my competitors, who else is doing this in the market, what can I do differently. And month 3 can be, okay, I need X amount of money, what is my plan to get it, and how long is it going to take me. And that's where you have to start adjusting your timeline on your goal, because all those are the factors that will play in, whether it's what will happen by the end of by the end of 2023, or if you'll have to push it a bit into 2024. But if you stay constant with it, you will achieve that goal. So those are just some of my tips that I've used to personally do what I need to do. And I've achieved majority of it. Like I've said, I've had to adjust some of it, like in 2020 when COVID hit, I just delayed it and it happened, but in 2021 for me. So we need to factor in all that. Instead of feeling that disappointment, just push forward and persevere. That is the biggest thing you can do for yourself to achieve your goals. And anything is possible if you just believe it. Really, it sounds so cliche, but if you just believe it, it is possible. So what I'd also like to do is, if you are struggling with your goals, maybe you can drop in the comments your email address, so that I can send you a mail, and maybe we can have some free sessions on how to set up your goal, or how I can help you see what your goal is, because sometimes we don't really know what goal it is that we want to achieve, and maybe we can do something like that. So if you'd like, please drop your email in the comments, or you can email me at version 2.0 bethebestyou@gmail.com, and I'd gladly contact you, and we can set up a free session online and see how I can help you. Thank you so much for those that have been subscribing and sharing and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed and positive and prosperous 2023. May this year be ours. We will make it ours to take. Have a great one. I love you guys so much. Have a great week. Bye.